So welcome everybody to our developer meeting here on August 31st, 2017. This is the second of our GSOC demo days in which our Google Summer of Code interns are going to showcase the work they've been dedicating themselves to throughout the past summer. And we'll have another showcase coming up in a week to do the final demo day of the projects that they pour all their time and effort into. We just got through our introductions. We're going to have a few minutes dedicated to announcements, and then we'll jump into the showcase, as I know we're probably going to run over time today, and I hope everybody can stay on, and if you can't, we'll have the recording shared around afterwards. So just in terms of some basic housekeeping and announcements and upcoming events, just wanted to mention, as I just noted, next week, the same day, same time, so September 7th, we'll do our final demo day for GSOC. So our students that demoed their work a few weeks back, they'll do a final demo of the remaining work they did. And then we have a couple other demos that haven't occurred in either of these showcases that you'll get to see. So we look forward to having everybody join and once again have a look at the mobile innovations that have been happening and a couple of the other showcases that you've not had a preview of yet. And then for our partners on the call, we're looking to have like a online more intensive developer training next week. So we're still hammering down the exact dates, but if this is something that is appealing to you, typically we spread it across several days, a couple hours per day, so a total of 8 hours, and then we charge a small fee to cover the cost of our trainer, and that's typically $100, $125 per person. So if you're interested in that or your team has a need for that, reach out and I'll share details with you. And it's possible we might push it forward another week, but we're just waiting on confirmation of when some of the partners need the training. And if you haven't already joined the respective Apache mailing list, please do so. You can join the developer mailing list by sending a blank email to devsubscribe@fineract.apache.org. And for the user, just send a blank email to user-subscribe@fineract.apache.org. This is for all the volunteers, partners, or users. So we're trying to once again more actively post to our blog by featuring partners, doing case studies on solutions powered by Mifos, doing case studies on users and the impact it's having, and recognizing our volunteers as star contributors. So if you'd like to get featured in our blog, please reach out. We'd love to do a case study on one of your deployments, a profile on you as a partner, or a case study on one of the solutions you're building. And we still are going to have 2 regional conferences by the end of the year. These are still slated for East Africa and then South Asia. So if you're interested in guiding a session or speaking or leading some content development, please reach out as well. And then just in terms of upcoming releases that we have, so we'll be doing another release of Fineract and the Mifos X distribution powered by it, probably in the September timeframe, and hopefully we'll be able to merge in a number of the features that you're going to see today. And then in terms of Generation 3, Apache Fineract CN, or Cloud Native as we'll call it, is finally on its way. Ideally by Q4, there'll be a first production release of it available with limited functionality around what credit union needs and individual lending products. And we do have better documentation on the different microservices that are available. That's now on the Apache Wiki, so you can check out the link there. And then we encourage everybody to join the discussion on the list around what features you'd like to see in there and how you can help bring forward the code base and help us get it merged into Apache officially. And then wanted to note again, if you haven't joined our jobs board powered by Mobilize, please do so. This is where we want users and anybody that needs development work or a project on Mifos. This is where you can post where you have these service needs, and then partners and others will be able to respond. So we're going to get into our showcases now. So once again, thanks to all our interns who are just wrapping up Google Summer of Code. They've done a great job this summer and really helping to build out some world-class, beautiful mobile and web apps and enhancements to the back-end platform. So this is just a brief rundown of the projects that our students worked on. You saw most of the demos of our mobile innovation last week, and so this week a lot of our demos are going to focus on the web apps, and then next week we'll wrap up by returning to some of those mobile app demos and then demoing some of the other work on the platform. So today we're going to start out with a demo by Kumaranov, who's going to showcase the work he did on the data import tool. Then Gopala is going to showcase the work he's done on enhancing the usability and user experience of the AngularJS web app. Alex is going to demo his work on two-factor authentication. Nikhil is going to give us a glance at his credit bureau integration work, as well as the Glim features he worked on. And then Courage is going to demo the notifications framework. Mohit's going to show us offline access in the web app. And Sanyam's going to preview the Swagger AP documentation he worked on. So we've got a lot to get through, and we'll get going right now. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Kumaranov, so you can share your screen and showcase your work. So.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Kumaranov, and we don't see your screen yet, but yeah, now it's visible. Okay.
I think I just need to download an extension. Think.
Okay, well, yeah, we can see your screen, so.
Okay. Let me get started with.
Okay.
So before I start, uh, let me just brief you what data migration or the data import tool is all about. So if a certain micro or microfinance institutions wants to import multiple instances of a certain entity all at once in one go, the data import tool is the right tool for you. But currently there are many drawbacks, and my goal was to fix most of them. So as stated, the current status is that the data import tool is actually a separate tool isolated from Fineract platform, which causes certain functionality to be obsolete and out of date, missing some functionality to cater new entity types such as chart of accounts, officers, and staff. And there's no filtering mechanisms for at office level or staff level, which implies that a performance overhead will incur at since the organization will have to download all of the data for its in spite of a given office. So progress on the recent developments, the progress made. I've successfully integrated this as a core component of the Fineract platform, and I've completed most of it in the community app, and included functionality to some missing entity types such as staff, COA, and officers, plus also shared accounts, which is missing in the data import tool. Allowing imports at office and staff level, which would give a boost in performance, and also have included some security mechanisms to validate inappropriate file inputs and bad user input. So let me get started with the demo then. So let me start off with importing staff or importer employees. So you have the feature here saying that you could filter from a certain office, or you could just select all the offices without just if you don't select any office from here. So I'll just select head office, or maybe this one, because only a few entities are available, or a few instances are available. So let me go and download it. Okay, so you have to enter data here. So as you know, only the specific uh, information for the particular office chosen on the drop down list was is given here, and we enter some dummy data. So let me save it. And now it's time to upload the, let me even just enter a few entities. Okay, let me save it now. So we have two instances here. Hit upload. Okay, so let me go and check if they added successfully. So let me go back to employees. Yeah, details 10 and Bradley have been added successfully. And now let me import a loan for a particular client. So, yes. So earlier there wasn't any column like client external ID, but as per the request of a certain client, we had to include this here, uh, client entity, which makes things easier. So I'll just go ahead and enter some dummy data. Okay, so I would just only create the application without approving it and dispersing it, and let's see what happens. And earlier you could not enter, or you could the template was not able to fetch decimal values here for the nominal interest, and it was fixed, as you can see. So, so the client is Brad Pitt, and the office is head office. Okay. So let me upload this now. Okay, so let me go to list of clients. So see if the loan has been added to the particular client. There you go, you have it here as the ID 29. Yeah. So this has been added successfully. And now let me just add a shared accounts. For your information, this was something new that I designed and added to, and this was not included in the previous version. Share accounts. Okay, so these columns have been pre-populated once you select a particular shared product. So let me just see if there's oh sorry, so you have to choose, let me choose okay, this one, so I could enter its particular default savings account. uh, 20 days in period B to period 92 days. We save it and hit upload. So yeah, so the client name is target, and let's see if it has been uploaded. Yeah. Oh, very efficient. Why is it still taking some time? Let me go to clients on this page.
Yeah, we can come back later on and see, Gumranath, why the share account's not saving, but I think that was great to see all the work you've done as the data import tool. It's a vital tool that so many of our community use, and so it's great that it's now integrated into the platform. The UI is part of the platform. It has these performance enhancements, and it now supports.
I don't know, maybe it's something to do with this.
Yeah, so no worries. Okay.
So yeah, so that was all.
Well, great work. So we'll try and get
any questions. So it's time for questions.
Okay. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself or type them in the chat. So. Okay, well, thank you, Kumaranath, and we're looking forward to getting this merged into the platform and shipped to the community so they can begin using it and testing out, and maybe there'll be some feedback then too. So thanks, Kumaranath.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great work. So then Gopala, I'll make you presenter, and then we'll pass it over to you.
Hello, so is my screen visible?
Yep, your screen's visible and you're audible. So
Okay, great. So, hello everyone. So, as a part of my Google Summer of Code, I have been working with enhancing the usability and the UI of the web app. So, the first feature which I would like you to show is the changes in the account views. So these changes are already available as a part of the latest release, I believe. So first changes I would like you to show is this scrollable tabs. So this was not there previously. Whenever we had a lot of data tables, it was all clustered in one div, and that did not look so good. So I changed it into scrollable tabs, and so as you can see, this is the new active loan account view. So the summary has been shifted on top. We had it previously as a tab here, so I shifted it on top so that the user can easily spot on what all details is needed. And we have a tables for the loan details and performance history and the current balance. Similarly, have implemented it in the other account views also. So this is our new savings view with the current balance and available balance. Also, if there is any standing instructions from that particular account, you can see it as an additional tab over here. You don't actually need to go to the client and view all the standing instructions and filter them. Um, so mostly there were some changes I have done in the account view. Another changes which was required was on the wizard wizard layout. So as you can, let me just show you one form. So if you take the loan product form, you can see how big it is, and a lot of details need to be filled by the user. So when the you in this way, since there's a lot of details, the UI does not look so good, and the user might also miss some entries while he goes on filling everything. So for this, we have changed it into a wizard type layout. That is, we'll only be able to see one view at a time, and the user could proceed step by step. So this is the wizard. So here you could enter your details, and then you could proceed to the next step. And likewise, the you can see that the form has been a little bit more easily readable, and I don't think the user would be able to miss. Also, many steps I have added an additional wizard to avoid clustering. Suppose for interest recalculation, I have added an additional step instead of showing it up in the same place. And and at the end of each step, you will have a preview where the user would be able to see what all details he has entered and could review everything instead of like searching for the steps again and again. So this was one screens, and this has been implemented for all product creation forms, that is loan, savings, share, fixed deposits, recurring deposits, and also the new accounts, that is for new loan account, new savings account, and the new share accounts. Now, another one thing which is the entity data table UI. So entity data table UI is used when you want a user to fill something before we execute a particular action. So here, as you can see, I have two entity data tables for loan approval. So which means when I'm going to approve a loan, I would have to fill this table before. So now if you look at this, so you can see this is an unapproved loan account. So I can go and proceed to approve it. And here, if you submit it, you will get this error message that entity is required and that you need to fill these data tables, these forms before you go ahead and approve. So what the user has to do now is he has to go here and he has to fill up this form again. And after, so I'll just fill these forms. Now, after making the entries in the data tables, he can approve. The platform will allow to approve. Okay, so the problem here is that if we have a lot of entity data tables, we have to go again to the account view, then we have to approve it again and again. So the better UI would be to have all these data tables appear in this form itself. So let me just show here. So here you can see I have two data tables for the loans, AMA and PDC detail for loan approvals. Now when I proceed to approve, so I'm able to see these data tables here itself. So the user can just fill in these details. Let me just fill in some random details. And then he can submit it alongside. So whenever it's submitted, it will give an alert that the data table has been submitted successfully. So my script will automatically submit the data table. So you can see the details I have entered have automatically been recorded over here. So this was one of the implementation which I did, and yeah, so I also need to work on the collection sheet UI. So I'll be continue working on it as a contributor, and I really had a lot of fun and experience. It was a great experience working with Mifos Initiative. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gopala. That was great work, and that was a great demo by showcasing how the workflows or UI was previously, and then how it will be in the version that you've built out. So we're looking forward to getting this shipped to the community, and you hopefully saw Tekud's chat message there that he likes the new product creation UI. So it's great to have these wizards in place. It's great to have UI to enable workflows through these entity data table checks, and looking forward to your continued work on the collection sheet and improving usability.
Thank you.
So I'm going to pass it over to Alex now and let him showcase the work he's done on two-factor authentication. And Alex used to be a part of our community back when he was in high school. He was one of our Google Code-In Grand Prize finalists, so it's neat to welcome him back as a GSOC contributor. So thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Ed. So hi, everyone. I'll be presenting my work on two-factor authentication. I'll first show you how the current workflow is. I hope you can see my screen.
Yep, we can see it.
Yeah, perfect. So currently, if a user logs in, he only uses his password to log in, which creates a single point of failure if that password is somehow exposed. An intruder could get access to his account. With the new workflow, after a user logs in, he will be prompted to two-factor authenticate. the implementation is very delivery method oriented. So on the technical side, it's easier to add more delivery methods. So I will request a token for via email, and not remember me token, and I will receive an email containing the token, which is valid for a certain period of time, which will later show in the settings. So after the user enters the code, he will be authenticated. As this was not a remember me token, if the user hasn't logged in, he will be asked to two-factor authenticate again. If we this time select a remember me token, which is an extended token to the previous one, and the user authenticates again, he will be granted an extended token, and that token will be saved. So next time when the user logs in, he will actually use that token and not be prompted to authenticate again. So yeah, there is an option to disable two-factor authentication for certain users. It's based on roles. So let's create a bypass role, and let's add bypass two-factor permission to that role. And after that, let's edit the user, and let's add a bypass role to the second user. With that bypass role, the user wouldn't be prompted to authenticate with two-factor authentication. He will log in straight in. So every aspect of the two-factor authentication is configurable. Every aspect from the SMS and email delivery methods. For some fields, we support templates, including the username, the email, first, last name, token request time, and token expiry time. So let's say if we want to disable email support, this user would be authenticated two-factor. Okay, so if we want to disable two-factor support, if you want to disable email two-factor authentication support, the user would be prompted to, let me just remove that bypass permission from the user. So if we want to disable email support, and the user logs in with, and then he would be prompted to authenticate with actual token. He will be prompted to authenticate with other delivery methods. Because this user doesn't have a mobile number, the SMS is not shown. I'm currently showing the work on the community app. Two-factor. I have worked on two-factor authentication support for the Android app also, but unfortunately, I don't have. I'm not able to show that at this stage. So that's all for me. If there are any questions, I'm happy to take some.
Great work, Alex. Are there any questions from folks on the call? And then Alex, so by default, when this is shipped in the platform, will two-factor authentication, that's required for everybody unless that bypass permission's added to their role?
So two-factor authentication is completely disabled in the system by default. In order to enable two-factor authentication, the Fineract platform has to be built with a special flag in the when building it with Gradle. So that is documented in the technical spec on Jira, and yeah, which I can share a link in the chat, or you can find it on the Mifos Forge website.
Okay, well, great. No, thanks for providing that clarification. And yeah, we're looking forward to getting this in, as this has also been something that have been requested for a long while. And thank you again, Alex. And then Alex is working with Avik, so thank you to Avik who mentored him. And then also, thank you to the various web mentors that worked with Gopala. These included Gaurav, Malik, Vinay, and Pranjal. And then going back to Kumaranov, he was working under the mentorship of Kyriakos and also had some support from Avik and Nayan as well. So we're going to pass it over to Nikhil now, who's going to give a brief demo on some of the work he did. So I'll make you presenter, Nikhil. We're making pretty good progress. I think we're still going to be over time, but we're making good headways.
Okay, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Nikhil, and I just passed over presenter controls, so hopefully you'll soon be able to share your screen.
Okay, are you able to see my screen now?
Not quite yet, but we'll give it a moment.
How about now?
Now we can. Yep, we're good.
Okay, so let me start with the summary of work done in this summer. So I started with the family members module. It was a prerequisite for credit bureau integration. So the status of the work is completed. Both the backend and the front end has been merged into the community. The second one module was credit bureau configuration module. This has also been completed. The backend and the front end both are completed. Backend has been merged into the community. Front end is not yet merged into the community. I'll follow with the community to get it merged. The third thing which is not yet completed is Equifax integration. We are yet to get the permission from the Equifax to integrate Credit Bureau, the Fineract with the Equifax repository. So in the meanwhile, I was like, as I did not have permission to access Equifax Sandbox, I was working on the GLIM and the GSIM models of the Fineract. So what exactly GLIM and GSM are? They are basically an extension of group savings and group loan modules for the Fineract. Currently, when you develop group savings and group loan module, group applications, the problem over there is like you cannot monitor individual contributions to the loan accounts and the savings account. So this feature of GLIM and GSIM will give an ability to the users to like track individual contributions to the group which has been made by the users. So let me first start with the family members module which has been already been merged into the community edition. So now when you create a client, you can see an additional field over here says that family members. So when you go and create it, you can go ahead and like specify all the relationship what has been configured. These are code values. Then you go ahead and submit it. So you can see an additional tab over here which shows all the family members into this. It is similar to the address model, like you can configure all the fields and all. You can edit it as well. You can delete members also. You can go ahead and if you want to add a member to the family member, you can go ahead and edit as well. Let's go and give some other name. So you can see that this is also been added. This family member is also added into this. Now we can also go and edit the family member. You can see you can also add the family member. You can also go and delete the family member if you want to do that. And now coming to the GLIM module. So as I said, this is basically a new addition to the Fineract module. You can track individual contributions to the to the group made by the members of the group. So let us start with group savings account. Yeah. Over here, you can select the members who are participating in this savings account. Once this is submitted, we can go ahead and modify, approve, or reject it. Let's approve this. Oh. Let me make a new thing because I want to more demo uh, GSM also, GLM also. So let me make a new application for this. Let the submitted date be a previous date, say for example 14th of August. Let's approve it. Once you approve it, you can go ahead and activate those application. Let us approve it on the same day. Okay, so as we see that the account has been activated, let's go ahead and do some deposit activity on it. So let's take another day, 15th of August. Let's put in some deposit amount which can be fed into the deposit accounts. Let's take 500. I have not configured payment type, so it cannot be showed over here. So as you can see, both the balances are updated, and the summary has also been updated over here. Okay, now let's go ahead and create a loan application, which is also a group loan application wherein you can monitor individual contributions. Over here as well, you can configure the members who are participating in this loan. Let's keep the default amount. Let's be careful with the submission date. So over here, I've added one more feature wherein you can link that is loan accounts with the savings account. The intention behind this was there were two intentions basically. First was to disburse the loan amount directly to savings account, but you cannot. There are like, a certain amount, certain members would be like they want members that they want loan amount to be handed in cash. Certain members might require uh, the loan to be transferred into the savings. So this is momentarily on hold, but the feature has already been completed. That is, you can connect the loan account with the savings account. The second intention was there is a feature in the Fineract wherein you can put certain amount of hold, certain amount of amount in savings into hold. Wherein like suppose you're going to disburse a loan amount of 1,000, you can place a amount on hold that is 5% of it. But I completed this from my end, but I think there is some bug in the backend in the Fineract which is not allowing me to do this. But the linking part has been done. So let's go ahead and submit this loan application. So here we have the loan application. We can modify it, we can reject it, we can approve it. Let's approve it for now. Let the approval date be 21st. Let the disbursement date be 24th. We can also go ahead and change the approval amount from here. So as you can see, we have approved the thing. Now we can go ahead and disburse it. So suppose the user wants to go ahead and change the amount which has been disbursed, which has been approved. You can undo the approval. I can go back and like change the amount as well. So over here, suppose he wants to change the amount, he can go ahead and change the amount as well. You can see this has been updated now. Let's go ahead and disburse it. So now this has been disbursed. And one more thing I wanted to add, that like whatever features, whatever loan applications we are adding over here, all these things have been tracked into the individual history as well. So whatever loan application we added or savings account we added, it can be seen into the history of this member as well. So these were the loans application which are submitted by us, and I think this can be seen over here as well. So that was it from my side. Any questions?
Okay, thanks, Nikhil. That too was a feature that had been requested for a while. Finally getting the GLIM capabilities in, and the group savings with individual monitoring. Brand new, and that'll be nice to have. So thank you,
Yes, yes.
Nikhil. And
Thank
looking forward to getting that Equifax integration so you can wrap up the credit bureau work.
Yes, like I had a word with Mohsin today, and like he was saying that because of some torrential rains in Mumbai, there are few delays in the application. They are discussing with the product team. Probably we'll get the access by next week or so.
Okay, good. Looking forward to it. Okay, so I know we're a little bit over time, but hopefully others can stay on. If not, we'll keep going, and we'll record the session so others can see it. So Courage, I'm going to make you the presenter, and I'll let you showcase your work. So you should be able to share your screen now, Courage. I'll let you come off mute and then take it away. I might mute you, Nikhil, or you can mute yourself, Nikhil. Okay, go ahead, Courage. We can hear you, and then don't see your screen yet, but...
Yeah, I had to download an extension.
Okay. Okay, your screen's visible now.
Okay, cool. Okay, so over the summer, I've been working on enhancing the notification framework for Mifos X. The current notification framework provides a service to send notifications to a set of users. This service maps a notification message to recipient users and thus requires a list of users as parameter. At the point of generating notification, a list of users is required, and this list is gotten in real time
Oh, and Courage,
based on the
before you go on, were you meaning to show your slides? Because right now, we didn't have a slide deck open. It's just the go-to training window.
Okay, I just had like a diagram presentation which I will explain based on my explanation. Okay, so at the point of generating the notification, the list of users to be notified is gotten real time based on their organization and their permission. So my project aims to optimize this determination of recipient users using the topic subscriber architecture. So what currently happens now is when a notification is generated, a notification service is called with the notification message and the list of users, and this list of users is gotten in real time if the required users are supposed to be gotten based on their roles and based on their roles and organization. So the topic subscriber model, how it this getting of the list of users in real time, it increases the amount of access to the database. So the topic subscriber model helps to optimize this process, because getting the users prior to be notified is not really optimized or efficient. So it optimizes this process by creating a topic. So here, this is a topic. Head office is a topic. The role there is savings manager. So it does this by creating topics for organization or offices in our institution, based on it does by creating the topic based on the organization and the role. So when a user is added to an organization, he is automatically subscribed to that topic based on his role. So here we have two topics: head office, savings manager. So this is a topic for savings manager under the office head office, and we have loans manager under head office. So this is the office head office, and then these are the two users. So John Doe is a savings manager at head office, therefore is automatically subscribed to this topic and will receive notifications that are aimed for savings manager at head office. And Jane Doe is has both savings manager and loan manager roles, so she will be notified for notification for loan managers and or savings manager under head office. So, okay, that's the basic idea behind the project. So how I'll really explain this in detail is I'll create an office. So by creating that office, topics for that office will automatically be created for each of the roles. And then I'll create a user under the office, and I'll demonstrate to you how the user is automatically subscribed to the topics for that office. And then I'll upgrade the user's role. Therefore, I'll demonstrate how the user's topic subscription is updated, and I'll create an event. The event now will go to notify a particular set of users, thereby demonstrating the situation where particular users are notified for particular situation based on their roles and organization. Okay, so I'll use the default user Mifos password. Okay, so I'll create an office right now. I'll name my office Office 1. The parent office head office. Okay, so the office has been created. These are the details. So I'll just show to you. In the course of my project, it was really database intensive, and most of what I did were not supposed to be shown in an API, since it's not supposed to be shown. Okay, so office. Okay, so this office that has been created, and then I'll show you guys topics that have been created for the office. Okay, these are the topics that have been created for the office based on their roles. So you have super users of Office 1, self-service user. These are just default roles that I created using integration test when I ran my integration test. Okay, so I'll create a user called Jane Doe, and then also I'll create her with the role super user, so she'll be automatically subscribed to this topic. So I'll keep track of the topic ID, 354. 354. Okay, my simulation seems to be slow. Let me just refresh it. Okay, so the user has been created, Jindo. So this is the user with user ID 10. So I'll just show you guys the topic that she has been automatically subscribed to. Remember, I created her with super user, with the role super user. Okay, so this is her user ID 10, the topic we created, the topic for super users of Office 1. So she has automatically subscribed to that office. So I would change her office. I will change her office. I will subscribe her. I'll say we're transferring her to a different office. So I'll transfer her to head office. Okay, I've transferred her to head office. Okay, by transferring her to head office, obviously she should not be subscribed to she should not receive notifications for super users of Office 1. She should thereby be receiving notifications for super users of head office. So by transferring her to head office, we'll just check super users of head office, the IDs too. So her ID, the topic has changed. So she's now subscribed to the topic super users of head office. Okay, using my current account Mifos, the current account Mifos, I'll create an event. So that currently there's an event list now for for new centers. So I'll create an event, and since she's a super user, she should be notified about the event that occurred. So let's say I create a center called Center One, okay, on the head office. Okay, then I submit, I think. Okay, I have to add a group. I add a group. Okay, I've added a group. I'll just submit this. Okay, so she should be notified for this event. So I'll just log Mifos out, and then I'll sign in as Jane. Okay, so here's the notification. So show all notification. So these are new notification. So by clicking this notification, she just goes where it occurred, and then all she has to do, since she has a role, she has to activate. She just activate it, and then the center is just left for approval. Okay, so that's all I did for the summer. The remaining work is to create the event listeners for the other events, and I think the notification framework as of now is more efficient. Thank you. Any question?
Okay, thank you, Courage. And Courage was working under the mentorship of Pranjal, and so it's great that she was able to extend upon the work of Adyan from last year and allow for these notifications to be delivered to these groups of users through the topic subscriber architecture. And we're hoping that we'll soon be able to integrate these notifications in our mobile apps as well. And given we're already 20 minutes over and we still have 2 showcases to go, I think we're going to hold off on those remaining 2 showcases till our next showcase meeting next week, as we'll have a bit more time on that one, as we were a little too ambitious today with how much we wanted to cover. But I think we're able to see a good range of the projects that were worked on, both on the web app as well as the Fineract platform today. So I want to thank Kumarana, Gopala, Alex, and Courage for the demonstrations, and Nikhil for the demos they did today. And then stay tuned for our upcoming showcase, which will be coming up next week. So this same day of the week, same time. And then during that meeting, Tarun and Mayank will once again showcase the remaining work that they've done on the Android Field Officer apps. And I'm just making sure I don't have my screen shared, so let me make myself presenter so you all can view this. So. Okay, so yeah, so next week Tarun and Mayank will continue the work, showcasing the work on the Android Field Officer app. Dilpreet's going to showcase the remaining work he did on our mobile banking app, and then Naman's going to showcase the finalized work on PixiePay, and he also had time to build out a consumer mobile wallet on top of his framework. He'll be showcasing both of those. Ronak's got some additional changes in the online banking app, and then there'll be the mobile money gateway work by Vladimir. Tesora is going to give an update on the work he did on static analysis of the platform. And then we'll do Mohit's showcase on offline access through the Chrome browser. And Sanyam will get to showcase the work he's done on documenting the APIs under the Swagger specification. So I want to thank everybody who joined us today. Special thank you to the interns who showcased their work. We'll send out the recording from this so everybody can view it. And then thank you for staying a bit longer, and look forward to having you join our next GSOC demo day next week. So everybody have a good evening or afternoon, wherever you may be. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Use it. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Great presentation.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, everyone.